guys, it is April from Getting Hugga With It. Today I wanted to share with you my May haul revisit. So I'm going way back to May of 2018, looking at all of the books that I bought, and then I have to choose one to read for this May. So let's get into it. I bought 27 books last May. I read 7 of them. I donated 3 of them. So in total, I now have 20 on my TBR that I need to go through, choose one, and read for May this year. So, okay. The first haul that I did was a thriller haul, because I love those. I actually received All the Beautiful Lies by Peter Swanson. I really enjoy Peter Swanson. He wrote Her Every Fear, and I was hooked on that. This one is about a young boy, or a young man I should say, I think he's in college, and he comes back home because his father dies very suddenly, and he thinks there might be something off between his stepmom and this woman that he meets, that they might be connected in some weird way. It sounds very good. I also received Cross Her Heart, which is a Sarah Pinborough book. I read Behind Her Eyes after I received that, and I'm really terrified of reading any more Sarah Pinborough because I really hated Behind Her Eyes, like least favorite book of last year. So I'm not sure about that one. I also bought Our Kind of Cruelty, which was kind of about a stalker story. This man who is stalking his ex-girlfriend. I read this and donated it because I really didn't like it. I wasn't blown away in any way, shape, or form. I also picked up The Hypnotist by Lars Kepler. I recently actually found another edition of The Hypnotist because the translation is apparently much better. So I got rid of The Hypnotist, actually. I didn't realize that. So that's gone, or will be going very soon. And lastly is Those Girls by Chevy Stevens. She's supposed to be a great author. I still haven't read any of her, and I have like several of her books on my shelves. But Those Girls is about a group of sisters who something terrible happens in their childhood and they have to like pretty much vanish, up and leave. They do, and they start rebuilding their lives, and then one of the sisters goes missing and they know it's their past like catching up to them again. Oh, I also had a birthday haul because my birthday is on May 4th, so I went a little crazy like you do for your own birthday. And I actually ended up receiving on my birthday The House Swap. I read this and donated it. I really hated this book. It sounded so good though. It's about like a couple who rent this home and they get there and the woman's like, whoa, everything here I really recognize. The songs that are playing are like her favorites, her favorite flowers. Like it's creepy in the premise, but the follow through just wasn't good to me. I also bought Shelter because I had already read that one and loved it. I picked up The Girl with a Clock for a Heart by Peter Swanson, another Peter Swanson for my shelves. And this one sounds cool, about this average guy. He goes to a pub all the time. He's like a regular, and he always like laments about this like one love that he had, I think in college. And then suddenly she shows up in his life and he's like, oh, kind of regret all of that lamenting. So there's that one. I got The Woman in Black, which I had already read and loved. Like, that is such a good haunted house story. Yeah, so good for in the middle of a thunderstorm to read it. I picked up A Circle of Quiet. This is nonfiction about Madeleine Lang's life and about her quiet life, and it sounds very lovely. I got Running with Scissors, which sounds so like rough. Now that I'm like looking at it, it's like it's a rough story about a boy who grows up in this very weird household where there's like a man living in their backyard and that man is a pedophile. It's nonfiction, which makes it even more disturbing. So I don't know if I'm in the mood for that. The Rosie Project is supposed to be quite cute, about a man trying to get into the dating scene. I don't know what mental illness he has, or he has some sort of physical ailment or mental illness. I can't remember what it is. But he's like this quirky kind of person getting into the dating scene. I also picked up Mrs. Queen Takes the Train, and this just like brings a smile to my face every time I think about this book. It just sounds so cute about like the queen deciding that she needs a day off, and she just takes a train and like goes around England. I think it sounds really cute. And then the last book I got in that haul was We Were the Mulvaneys. And this is about a family who was like at a high. They're very beautiful, successful, and then something happens and everything crumbles. Family drama sounds kind of cool. And then, and then I did like a separate haul that I just classified as my May haul. I had a lot of hauls that month, so that's crazy. I got The Reluctant Fortune Teller. The author actually sent this to me, and I feel very guilty that I still have not read that. It sounds very sweet, about an old man who's kind of down on his luck. He's broke, but he has this little chihuahua who like keeps him company. And this group of women come to his door and they're like, listen, we've decided that you should be the fortune teller in the town. And so he like dives into fortune telling, which sounds really funny. I also grabbed The Weight of Lies. Actually, Amazon sent this to me. And The Weight of Lies is a thriller about this woman whose mom dies. Her mom was like this very beloved author who wrote a story about a town where a murder happened. And she, after her mom dies, she goes to this town, and it sounds like there are a lot of secrets that people don't want revealed, and she starts to dig, and it sounds fantastic. I also got Every Single Secret about a couple. The man of this couple has like crazy nightmares. Like they are not good. They are actually affecting their relationship. And so they decide to go to this little retreat to try to sort through it. And then the girl at this retreat discovers, okay, there's something weird about this retreat too. What is going on with my husband, or my soon-to-be husband? I received I Am by Maggie O'Farrell, which I loved. I read this. It was one of my favorite books that I read last year. I'm so happy. And then I was also sent Birdcage Block. This is historical fiction about a woman who marries this man. She was not well off in any way, and she married for status. And he wants her to stay in a box, stay quiet, be a very certain kind of wife. And he realizes quite soon after she marries him that that is not going to happen. And I think it is about her trying to find her own freedom within this relationship, but maybe outside of it. Whistle in the Dark is another book I was sent, which is about a girl who goes missing, comes back, will not talk about it, and her mother is trying to get information out of her daughter about what happened. It's, from what I hear, it's more family drama than thriller. So just so you know, if you're interested in that one. The Mandela Plot takes place in South Africa, I think during apartheid, and it is about a boy or a young man trying to seek freedom for himself. The Ex's Revenge was sent to me unsolicited, and this is about, it's kind of funny, it's about a woman who's in a terrible relationship. Her husband says, I'm leaving you, it's done. You have like 2 weeks to get out of the house. Even though he's leaving her. Anyway, she loses her mind, and I think she like locks him in the basement, which is really fun. I think that's fun. Halcyon is another book that I received. And this is about a family who decides to up and leave. They've heard about this island, I think in Lake Ontario. It takes place in Canada. And this little island is supposed to be this, you know, utopia until it's not. Sounds like a lot of fun. I also received Foe. I read this and loved it. Oh my goodness. Sci-fi thriller to the max about this couple who receive a visitor, and he says, Junior, we want you to go on this amazing trip of a lifetime to go and visit another planet. But he like comes regularly to assess whether Junior is right or not. And there's something weird. I freaking love this author. He's so good. I loved Foe. I also picked up Those Who Save Us, which is World War II, and it's about a woman whose mom dies, and she's going through her things, and she starts to remember the days that she lived in Germany, and there is a picture that she finds where it's her and her mom with this Nazi officer, and she's like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I think they were Jewish. This makes absolutely no sense. Who's this person? And she deep dives into that mystery. I picked up and read and hated Ready Player One. I'm not going to go too much into that because I get so much hate when I say that I hate Ready Player One, but I really do. I really, really do. And then the last one is The Boy Who Drew Monsters. And this is a horror story about this little boy who draws these monsters and they come to life in one way or another. It sounds really weird, but also interesting. Oh, okay, that was a lot. That was a lot of books to go through. Okay, let us decide what I should read. I'm kind of torn between two. On the one hand, The Weight of Lies sounds really interesting. I love the premise of this book, and I think it would be a really fun thriller to read. So that is tempting. But the other book that's really tempting to me as well is Birdcage Block. It's historical fiction, which I love. And I just think there's going to be a lot of tension between these two people and the expectations of what women should be in marriages. Oh my God. Okay, I think I'm reading a thriller at this moment when I'm filming this, so I think I should not pick this. I think I should pick Birdcage Block, which is surprising, but at the same time, it just sounds really great. So I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit, I don't know, gothic. I really am really hoping. I have big hopes for this one. So I'm going to read Birdcage Block. Let me know in the comments below if you were hoping I was going to pick something else. What would you have picked out of all of the books that I mentioned? I would love to know. And I will talk with you soon. Okay, bye guys.